The night sky over Washington, D.C. erupted in a terrifying spectacle. Two sets of lights dancing across the blackness suddenly converged. A fiery explosion. Then, silence. It was January 29, 2025. A night that would forever be etched in the city's memory. An American Airlines jet, Flight 5342, had collided with a U.S. Army helicopter. The unimaginable had happened. Just 3 miles from the White House, a tragedy was unfolding. Panic rippled through the city. Witnesses, their voices tight with fear, described the horrifying scene. The fiery descent of the aircraft, the plume of smoke rising from the Potomac. Emergency responders raced towards the crash site, their hearts pounded with a mix of dread and determination. The news spread like wildfire. Social media feeds lit up with frantic messages. People desperately sought information. Were their loved ones on that flight? What had caused this catastrophic event? As the night wore on, the city held its breath. The nation watched, horrified, as the story unfolded. American Airlines Flight 5342 was no ordinary flight. It had originated in Wichita, Kansas. Carrying 60 passengers and 4 crew members, it was a routine journey. The aircraft, a Bombardier CRJ-701, was a workhorse of the skies. But on this fateful night, its journey would be cut tragically short. The other aircraft involved was a symbol of national defense, a U.S. Army UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter. Based at Fort Belvoir, Virginia, it carried 3 soldiers. They were on a routine training mission. Their mission to hone their skills, to be prepared to serve their country. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. The weather in Washington that evening was unusually warm for January. Temperatures hovered around 60 degrees Fahrenheit, a stark contrast to the icy grip of winter just days before. Wind gusts, however, added an element of unpredictability. Reaching up to 25 miles per hour, they buffeted the skies above the Potomac. Were these gusts a factor in the collision? Investigators would soon begin the painstaking task of piecing together the events that led to this tragedy. The crash sent shockwaves through the highest levels of government. President Trump, in a late-night address to the nation, expressed his condolences. His voice, heavy with grief, spoke of the nation's shared sorrow. He pledged a full investigation. He vowed to find answers. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy worked tirelessly. They coordinated the emergency response. They kept the president informed. The Pentagon confirmed the involvement of the Black Hawk. The FAA grounded all flights at Reagan National Airport. The usually bustling airport fell silent. Rescue boats dotted the dark waters of the Potomac. Divers, their movements precise and determined, searched for survivors. The Coast Guard, working alongside local authorities, left no stone unturned. Hope, though fading with each passing hour, remained. The city, united in grief, prayed for a miracle. The collision near Reagan National Airport was a stark reminder of the fragility of life, of the inherent risks of air travel. It evoked memories of past tragedies, like the 1982 Air Florida crash, also in the Potomac. That crash, seared into the nation's consciousness, claimed the lives of 78 people. This latest incident raised questions about aviation safety protocols, about the training of pilots and air traffic controllers. The National Transportation Safety Board launched an immediate investigation, their mission to determine the cause of the crash, to prevent such tragedies from happening again. The investigation would be long and complex. It would involve the analysis of flight data, the questioning of witnesses, the examination of the wreckage. The nation waited for answers, eager to understand how such a tragedy could occur in the skies above their capital city. The crash near Reagan National Airport served as a somber reminder that even in an age of technological marvels, tragedy can strike at any moment.